Alrighty. So I'm Henri from Dark Amber Softworks, based in Kouvola, Finland. And I'm going to be talking to you about our company journey from desktop, PC, console developer, how we got into the world of VR. And I'm going to be showing you a few case examples we've done. So, oh, like this. It's not working. Thank you. Okay, going forward. Okay, this is our history. Core team. We are essentially a three-man band. Mr. Janne Pukki, our lead designer, creative director, Mr. Mika Ronimus, our CTO, yours truly, jack of all trades, more or less. We started in 2013 as a spin-off from another company, a game company actually, making a horror game. It was never completed, never finished. We've been a Microsoft partner since late 2015. Thank you, Microsoft, for giving us all the nice development toys. Our first PC and Xbox game will be out February on Windows 10 Store, in Steam as PC Classic, and on Xbox Live. We do virtual reality development. We do also quite a bit of visualization in VR. And we do also animated poster and ebooks for cinema. And the alternative content here implies to opera ballet, which is shown on movie screens. Let's move onwards to KRAO virtual reality training environments. Those who are in the know, the KRAO is more or less the Finnish Institute of Rail and Railroads. And we didn't go into VR just because we liked it or it was something that was exciting. We went there because of money, pure and simple. A few years back, basically funding was quickly running out. And you know, I'm not ashamed to say that we were in dire straits at that moment. And business is about people. People you know, your contacts. So a person in the city of Kouvola Regional Development Company learned, or actually two individuals, learned that the KRAO wanted to do something like that. At that point, we were the only kind of game in town. So we were one of the few gaming companies left standing in Kouvola. And they approached us asking that, you know, can you do it? And I said, hell yes. At that point, I had absolutely no idea whether we could pull this off or not. The problem here was that we were given 87 days to develop this from absolutely nothing. I didn't know the first thing about railroads, or my dad collects the miniature ones, so that much I knew. Otherwise, jack shit. And I said, yeah, we'll do it. And what we did first was we needed to learn about railroads and design at the same time. So we went to work more or less with that. The KRAO said that they would be happy, just, a demo or something small, make one boxcar float in nothingness and go with that. We said no. If we do something, we do it properly. And I'm going to explain a bit what this actually does. Here you can see a boxcar. There's actually a checklist. What this system teaches is the checkup for every train before it leaves the rail yard. The same thing with airplanes before they take off. So this system teaches you to do that. First, there is the teaching part, or orientation at first. Then there is teaching. Basically, the system tells you how it should be done. Then there is a test, a digital test, and the test results are being they are sent via email to the teacher in question that gets the data. So all in all, this is pretty good for a demo. This is actually, if you happen to be in Kouvola, I want to see this, get in touch with KRAO. They're happy to show you this. Here it is in classroom use. Sorry for the shitty picture here. Let me see, where is there? There are the Oculus glasses. There's the teacher station. And here is the thing on big screen. And the most important thing we learned while we started developing this was that we could actually do this. We could actually understand the needs. We could actually solve problems for educational companies. KRAO it's publicly owned, but still it operates as a limited company. And this all led to another things. The National Housing Fair will be hosted in Kouvola. It's the national, it's the only one we have. The city of Kouvola tasked us to do the area, how it's going to look hopefully in 2019. And they asked us to do a WebGL out of it. And well, more or less they asked just to do it. We suggested that it should be WebGL and followed by a Gear VR. That's Samsung Gear VR. And as you probably know, everything in WebGL needs to be rather light, meaning between particle and non-existent, in order for it to run. And we quickly, of course, realized that if we can pull an entire new section of a city as an interactive experience where you can walk, moving that into virtual reality is actually not going to be such a huge leap, because everything is optimized to the max already. Everything is light. So it more or less boils down to how you are going to be presenting the actual experience, if you will. And since we are on the business side of things, after these two, the phone started ringing. And suddenly we were in a situation where we more or less put Avenging Angel kind of bit on hold to do all these things, these gigs. Then we needed to recruit more people because, of course, we rather had our hands full with this. Medi-IT gig, basically, this was one of the things that kind of fell to our laps as well. We got a phone call that these guys are based in Kotka. They're the second biggest of their kind in Finland. Basically an ICT company to do with medical systems, hospitals and whatnot. And they asked us that they needed something for purely on marketing purposes. And we kind of had been toying around with this Finnish national park forest kind of an experience. And I basically presented an idea that since I'm also a musician myself, I own my own recording studio and I write all the music for things, that I could basically write a custom soundtrack for you for this experience. They've been using it since May in all the big events, and they've been rather happy. Gear VR, again, this is mobile VR going on. And let's see if I have anything else to show you. Then we let me see, Erna, was it in January? Yes. In January. The city of Kotka and their development company Cursor, we got in touch with them because they're the regional game developers and handle that side of things. And Mr. Vesa Raudasoja suggested that we should apply for an accelerator, a startup accelerator in Kotka. We did. Apparently they liked us, more or less. And we entered the program in January. And it was the kickoff event where I basically presented what we were doing at that point, where one of the head honchos of Pöyry, they are one of the partners of Level Up startup, basically pulled me aside after my speech over there, said that we gotta talk. And I said, sure, we can talk. Pöyry is one of the largest engineering entities in Finland with the staff over, I think, 1,000 people or something like that. Their headquarters is here in Espoo. And we've been working with them ever since, solving their problems when it comes to, well, I'm under NDA about this, so I cannot tell you exactly what we are doing. But essentially, it's about their byproduct is 3D models from Autodesk software. That's a byproduct. I mean, that basically gets filed away because then they go and build the things that they are designing. And as probably some of you know, the Autodesk stuff is rather heavy. I mean, their own software, I mean, Autodesk software, when you try to actually run it there in 3D real-time runtime, that takes a lot of horsepower. So we started investigating how we could take that byproduct, if you will, and make it suitable for, let's say, Gear VR or Oculus, or the Gear VR was basically mobile VR. That was the target. I'm happy to report that we actually managed to find a solution for that. And we are now working towards actual practical solutions. For Pöyry and for us, this is of course a business matter, so I will not tell you how we do it. But let's say that we wrote a lot of software, a lot of code ourselves to automate the process of those chunky, bloated, frankly disgusting piles of pixels and polygon into something which is actually light usable. And all in all, like I said in my opening statement, it's about people. It's about who you know, more or less, always. And our journey, basically just making games and then kind of needing the cash right now going into the deep end of VR development, it was a huge gamble for us, but it paid off. I kind of, okay, it's easy now to say that I always knew that we could pull it off. In all honesty, there were nights when I was not so sure about that. But, you know, here we are. We are working in that field. Right now we have about 4 gigs related to WebGL or VR as we speak. So what else could I tell you about this? I have about 5 minutes left. Any questions at this point? I know I'll be projectile vomiting more or less to you guys.
Got questions out there? Okay.
No? Well, I still got 5 minutes to go. Can I?
Yeah. Keep on chatting. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna just, you know, wrap it up essentially by saying that there is actually a niche market for VR as we speak. It's coming. I'm not talking about AR. We've been dabbling with that. Everybody keeps saying to me that that's the future, you gotta go there. I wholeheartedly agree. But for our kind of entity, the VR niche market, you know, be it engineering companies, what I hear from that field, everyone is developing. They are hiring teams right now. Smaller engineering companies are, you know, from the XAMK, which is the regional College of Applied Sciences. They are hiring from, you know, from our region to come to Helsinki to work because they need 3D people and VR people right now. Then there is the entire, and especially the so-called HSE, which is health, safety, and environmental departments. They want to rapidly move their training into this kind of VR, into these simulated experiences. And yeah, we are riding that wave. I mean, if it's your cup of tea, probably you should too. So, I leave you with a nice picture. This is from Avenging Angel, coming on Xbox One, Windows 10 store, pimping my products here. This editor shot taken about a week ago. It's even prettier now. So I'll leave you with that. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to talk to me in person, face to face, I don't have anything on my schedule. If I can help you somehow or deepen this somehow, feel free to come to talk to me. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.